Hey, so do y'all remember in a recent video when I said in the comments below, and now is your chance, if there is something that you want to know about me, my life, my husband, my daughters, ask me now, and I'm going to compile all of those questions, and that will show up in a future video. Well, you all sure did. You all sent in so many questions that I had to stop writing them down. There was no way that I was going to be able to answer all of your questions, but today it is raining. I thought it's the perfect day to sit on the couch with my afternoon cup of coffee. This is a new thing I'm doing. Maxie's here beside me. He's taking a Judy, and I am going to answer your questions. So ask away. Ask me anything. So when the questions started coming in, I just compiled them all in a spreadsheet. Seriously, no order, just started writing them down. And then once I decided this is enough, then I kind of grouped them together in categories because a lot of you all kind of asked the same question just using different words. But I do have two sections that are grouped together. One about my husband, two about my ice cream shop, and if you want the inside scoop, stay till the end of this video because I'm going to tell you something that I've told no one else. And believe me, it's a bombshell. It's big news. I'm spilling the tea. I've made a huge life decision and I'm sharing it with you first, my YouTube peeps. So sit back, get comfy, grab a cup of coffee, and let's just chat. And before we get started, I've got to thank the sponsor of today's video, Royal Match. Royal Match is a match 3 puzzle game for your mobile phone. It is fun, it is full of bright colors, it is vibrant. You are helping the king build and decorate his castle. And it is free to play and you don't have to have internet. That is one of the reasons I love it because when we travel and we're on a plane, Randy will sit there and play Royal Match for hours. In Royal Match, your main mission is to help King Robert build and renovate his royal castle to its former glory. You also have to save the king from all the dangers and his nightmares by solving the puzzles. It is full of cute characters in a colorful world, and there are no in-game advertisements, so you can focus and enjoy your game. But you have to match up 3 in a row, 4 hearts in a box, and you get to use stars and dynamites to blow things up and collect points to renovate the king's castle. It's just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game. So you can download Royal Match by using the link in my description box. Alrighty, here we go. Question number 1. And y'all, these are the funniest questions. Y'all thought of the funniest things to ask me. Funny and random, like this first one. How do I keep my yard bug-free? Well, Randy actually put some granules on our yard that gets rid of like fleas and ticks. And we have a company that comes to our house every 3 weeks and sprays our yard, sprays the trees and the bushes to keep mosquitoes away. It is organic. It is pesticide free. It's totally safe for the dogs. You all see Maxie and Pollux laying in the yard all the time. They don't get fleas. They don't get ticks. We very rarely ever see a mosquito and it's fantastic. Am I going to adopt more animals or perhaps kittens? I think I will always have animals in my life. Any animals that I do have, of course, will be adopted or rescued. I am definitely a dog person. I think I'm going to leave the cats and kittens to my daughters, Brecken and Kendall. What kind of business did I run with my grandfather? Wow, that question came from somebody who definitely has been on my channel for a very long time. When I graduated from college, I eventually came back here and started working for my dad and my grandfather. They owned a business together. It started out being like back in the day in the 70s, alarm systems and typewriters and telephones. And then it progressed into long distance telephone services, local telephone services, and then internet services and fiber internet. So as technology advanced, there and our business advanced. So I worked with my grandfather back in, it was the 90s, the late 90s. I did the marketing and a lot of bookkeeping for that business. So my office was next to my grandfather's. I saw him every single day of my life. My grandparents live up the street from my parents. So when I was growing up, we lived on a dead-end street. I had to drive past my grandparents' house every single time I left my house So I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. I called him Pawpaw. I called him Pawpaw at work. And I just had a really close relationship with him. What kind of oatmeal do I like? Well, I used to eat just, what's it called? Quaker Oats, instant oatmeal every single morning for 2.5 years. I had oatmeal, but since I have recently converted to a low carb diet, oatmeal is really high in carbs. And so I have had to give up my oatmeal, and I've now replaced it with a low carb keto yogurt. I have fresh fruit. I put pecans on it and a little bit of coconut, and that's my new go-to breakfast. What is taking a Judy? Well, Maxie is taking a Judy. It's a slang term for something that happened in our family forever ago, like 15 years ago, and it's just stuck, and all the Haydens say it. My friends now say it because I say it so often, and it's just kind of multiplied, and now you all say it. But if you don't know what it means to take a Judy, the story is years ago on Christmas Eve, we do family dinner, the Haydens go to church, then we come back to the Hayden house and we open gifts, and then we eat again. So we are there for a very long time. But Randy's mom made the dinner. We ate. They went to church. Randy's mom's name is Judy. Randy's sister was sitting next to Judy, and Judy fell asleep in church, in mass, leaning on Tommy, Randy's dad's shoulder. Kathy, my sister-in-law, got out her cell phone and reached over and took a picture of Judy and sent it to all the family who was waiting to come back over to the Hayden house after they left mass. Well, it just somehow got coined taking a Judy, and it stuck. And so that is what it means to take a Judy. Does my family mind me taping them in videos? Yes and no. Randy's gotten used to it. He goes along with it. There's sometimes he's like, no, not in the mood. Don't film me. That's why you hear Randy talking in the background a lot, but you don't normally see Randy like talking to the camera. He's not a huge fan, but he is warming up to it. Brecken doesn't mind at all. She'll talk to the camera. She'll get in videos. Kendall will do the same when I'm with her. But my parents are like, no, you're not filming me. You want more information on my vacation in Puerto Vallarta. Why do I go there and when do I go there? Well, Randy and I go there every year in the winter. We stay anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. We've been doing this for about 10 years. We just love Puerto Vallarta, the vibe, the people, the food, the water, the weather. There is nothing not to love about Puerto Vallarta. So we already have our reservations. We're going back this upcoming winter. And my daughter Kendall and her boyfriend are actually going to come to PV and visit us for a week. What do I enjoy in my spare time? Well, I don't have a lot of spare time. I like to stay busy, but if I have downtime, I like to be in the pool. I love to read. I don't know, that's a tough question because I do what I love every day, so it's not like I just only get to do things that I love on my spare time, but reading definitely is something I do in my spare time. What about the floods that just happened in Kentucky? Are we okay? Yes, we're okay. I live in Western Kentucky. The floods were in Eastern Kentucky. Kentucky is a very long state. If I were to drive from my end of the state to the other end of the state, it would be about 8 hours. So the floods were all the way on the other end. It was horrible. It was devastating. I feel so bad for those people, but it is not where we were in Kentucky, so we're fine. Do I have help cleaning my house? No, I do it all myself. I have 2 robot vacuums and 2 dogs that go right behind them making a mess. But no, I do all of it myself. Whatever needs to be cleaned, I clean it when it needs to be cleaned. So I'm going to continue the Q&A in here. Do I use self-tanner? No, I've never used self-tanner. Once I used self-tanner back in high school, I think very long time ago. It smelled weird. I've never done it since. My favorite sunscreen is this one. I use it on my face. I use it on my body. I use a very strong zinc oxide sunscreen also on the tip of my nose because my nose always gets red. If I'm going to be outside and I'm going to be in the sun, rest assured I am slathered in sunscreen from head to toe. Have I ever done Botox? Have I ever whitened my teeth? No and no. I would whiten my teeth, but when I was a young girl, I damaged my front teeth. I dove into a swimming pool. I hit the bottom of the pool, broke off my 2 front teeth. So I have veneers on my 2 front teeth, and veneers are the color that they are. They cannot be bleached, they cannot be whitened. So there's no point, because if I whitened my teeth, my veneers would stay one color and the rest of my teeth would be another color, and that's not a good look. So no, I've never done it. Okay, so this is a topic that there were several questions on, and it has to do with sponsors and brands and how does it work when I say somebody sponsored my video. Let me read you all the 3 questions and then I'll do one answer. What does it mean when I say a company paid for a portion of this video? What is a paid promotion, and is there a cost to publish a video each week? How do sponsors work on your videos? So 3 great questions, and the answer is brands or companies reach out to me. I have never reached out to a single brand or company. They send me emails, and not exaggerating, not to toot my own horn here, but I get a minimum of 3 brand offers every single day. So a brand will reach out to me. They will say, hey Renee, we love your YouTube channel. We want to sponsor a video, or we would love to have an integration in your video, which means I show a very short segmented thing about their product. 99% of the companies that reach out to me, once I see what their product is, I have no interest. It is something I'm not going to use. It is something shady. It is a product that just doesn't fit in my lifestyle. And so I completely turn down 99% of those offers. Of the 1% that I think, okay, this could be a cool product, I would love that, I would use that myself, I do a back and forth with the company. I fully research their product. I ask the company, what are your deliverables? And deliverables are, what is it the company is asking me to produce for them? Do they simply want their product shown in my YouTube video? Do they also want it to appear on my Instagram page or in an Instagram story? How many minutes in my YouTube video are they wanting to be shown? There's lots of talk back and forth. So once I understand what that brand fully wants, their deliverables, then I give them my rate. I do not work for free. So when you all see the little thing that pops up right here at the beginning of the video, and by the way, somebody commented, I'm so sick of watching your videos because that little promotion tab stays there the whole entire time. No, it does not. It is only there for 8 seconds. But it is required by law that that little thing shows up at the beginning of the video so that you, the viewer, know that that video contains some form of a paid promotion. So depending on what the brand requests, I do have an associated fee. I give the brand the fee. If it's within their budget, then we work it out, and I give them my time frame for producing the video. I do not let a brand ever dictate the topic of my video that their product will be in. They do not have editing rights, meaning I record a video and I send it to them and they get to come back and say, well, we didn't like that, or we want you to say this instead of that, or we didn't like the fact that you showed that. No, they will give me what is called talking points. Those are the highlights and the most important things about the product or the brand that they want me to explain in the video. So I make sure that those talking points are covered, and then that's that. As a courtesy to the brand, I will send them a link so that they can preview the video before it is released on my YouTube channel. But it's really that simple. Now, I say simple, it can get more complicated. The bigger the brand, the more they want. I just kind of have learned to stick to my guns. I don't waver a whole lot. I know my morals and my standards. I do my normal videos, and dropped into those videos maybe integrated segments for a specific brand. So when I say this video was sponsored by, or this segment is brought to you by, that's simply what that means. No, there is not a cost to me, a direct cost for me to publish a video. YouTube doesn't charge me anything. My cost is out of my own pocket. It is my time, it is my effort, the hours that I spend editing that video, the cost of my internet service. It is my dedication to you all as my viewers. And if I do want to show you a product other than a product that was gifted to me, and most of the products that I do show to you all are not gifted to me. I purchased those with my own money. So again, that is my cost, but YouTube does not have a fee. Whew, long answer. What did I major in college? Good question. I went to the University of Kentucky. I graduated in 1993 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communications and Advertising. And I learned marketing skills, advertising, public relations, First Amendment law. But keep in mind, back in the 90s when I was in college, advertising was television, radio, newspaper, and magazine. That was it. There wasn't internet. There wasn't social media. So once I graduated and the internet took over and I opened my ice cream shop and I worked with my grandfather, I had to adapt everything that I learned into a new media, which is the internet and social media. So if you follow my ice cream shop on Facebook or Instagram, I do all of our social media for that. I take the photos, I write the content, I handle the scheduling. It is 100% me. So I actually do put my college education to very good use. How do I know how to keep the company's books? And did I go to school for that? So you're referring to the fact that I said, I own an ice cream shop, which is a business. I own that business. And I keep my own books, which is payroll. I pay the taxes. I do the reporting monthly, quarterly, annually. I reconcile all the books. I do all of those things. I handle our bank account. I do not have somebody from the outside that comes in and does that for me. This girl does it. So I did not go to school for that. Not really. When I got to UK, I thought I wanted to be an accountant. I declared that major. I started taking finance and econ and accounting classes and quickly decided I was bored to death, like snooze bored, and could not see myself doing that for the rest of my life, sitting at a desk crunching numbers. So I quickly changed my major to advertising. But I know that numbers have always interested me. Numbers don't lie. They make sense. I'm a very analytical person. I love spreadsheets and organization. And so when I was working for my grandfather and my dad, eventually over the years, our accountant left. I slowly started taking over the books because I was a trusted person to keep the books, obviously. And we had an outside accountant that taught me a lot. A wonderful, wonderful lady named Jackie. If you're watching, I know she watches my YouTube channel. She truly taught me so much about the books and accounting and company finances. Well, I did that for 20-something years, 23 years. And so when I started my ice cream shop, I knew exactly how to do it. I knew how to do payroll taxes, all the things. So I started the books for my ice cream shop. I've always kept the books. I would never pay somebody to do something that I know how to do. So it's been a huge financial savings to me in my own business to know how to do that. I never mentioned Jesus. What do you believe in? I do not believe in publicly talking about religion, sex, politics, finances. It's just maybe the way I was brought up, but those are my beliefs. I talk about them with my husband and my daughters, but it's not something that you would ever hear on my channel. So you're right. You never hear me talk about that, and you never will. Where did I live? When I lived away from Kentucky. So after I graduated from college, I lived in Columbia, Maryland for a very, very short time. And then I moved to Orlando, Florida. I was there for about 2.5 years because nobody wants to come back home, right? So I thought, ooh, I'm going to go live in all these places and I'm going to do all these things. And I was living in Orlando. And one day my dad called and said, Renee, why don't you come back home? We miss you. We have an opening in the business that he owned with my grandfather. They needed help. He said, come home. I know you know how to do this. I will pay you well. Come home. And I said, you know what? Orlando was fun. I don't love it. I'm going home. So I did. So I've been back in Kentucky ever since. What is my biggest pet peeve? That is so hard. I cannot stand it when people are unwilling to help themselves. They just want to sit there and complain about whatever it is. Their situation, their stage in life, whether they're overweight, whether they're unhappy, whether they're whatever their thing is, but they are not willing to get off of their booty and do something to help themselves. All they want to do is wah, wah, wah about it. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Do I have a celebrity crush? Ooh, Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa, the food lady. Absolutely. She would be my celebrity crush. She would be the one person I would go, and all that. I would love to go to her home in the Hamptons and, oh my goodness, just stand in that woman's kitchen. I think she is fantastic. So yes, that's my answer. Ina Garten. Coke or Pepsi? Neither. Dr. Pepper. How long do I walk in the mornings and minutes or miles? I have a little routine. I leave my neighborhood. I do laps around this certain little course that I have set. I really don't know the distance. It takes me about 45 minutes to do it. On a good day, I wear my step counter and it's about 8,000 steps. I try to do that 5 to 6 days a week when I can in the summertime. Okay, all right, y'all, we're getting to the two big topics, ice cream and the husband. So, you all know I own an ice cream shop, Craving the Curls. It's in downtown Paducah. I've taken you all there many, many times before. And somebody said, would I ever want to franchise my ice cream shop? Well, girl, you hadn't been paying attention because I did franchise my ice cream shop. Back in 2018, I did all the paperwork. We franchised Craving the Curls. We trademarked our name. It was a huge production and cost a lot of money, but we did it. So we opened our first franchise location in the spring of 2019. They were open not even a year. COVID hit. They did not survive COVID. The store closed. Meanwhile, I realized I did not enjoy anything about the franchise process. I felt like I had to be somebody's mother. I was always overseeing them, telling them what to do, correcting what they did. There was nothing about it that I liked. It was not worth my time and the stress. Like, I was so stressed out when that other location opened. I told Randy before, I thought I was going to have an actual breakdown because the stress about killed me. I didn't like it. So when our franchise location closed, I turned to my husband and I said, you know what? I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. No more franchise. And every time we're contacted about opening a franchise location, I say, no, thank you. I'm happy with my little ice cream shop. And I just go about my merry way. Do fans visit Craving the Curls? Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. Fans visit Craving the Curls. I even have a guest book in the ice cream shop. So when my YouTube fans come in, they can sign the guest book. I get about 3 fans a week that come in Craving the Curls from all over the country. It is no joke. Do I plan on opening any other Craving the Curls stores? No. No, and no, and no. And now it's time for my big news, my big announcement. Are you ready? Craving the Curls, my little ice cream shop in downtown Paducah, Kentucky, is for sale. Yes, it is for sale. Y'all, it's been open for 6 years. It is profitable. It is busy. It is crazy. It is nuts. We have a huge fan base, but honestly, I am exhausted. I cannot do it anymore. Physically, mentally, I'm worn out. And after being there for 6 years, we are so incredibly busy. And the hustle and the bustle of the people and the running and the anxiety and the stress, and I work 7 days a week. I'm done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to sell Craving the Curls and move on to other things. I've done my time and I'm ready to go out on top. I would love for Craving the Curls to continue on. So if you know someone that might be interested in buying my little ice cream shop, have them send me an email, cravingthecurls@gmail.com. I'll give them all the information, but I would love to sell it by the end of this year. And I am committed to whoever buys Craving the Curls. I will directly work with them. I will be in the shop with them. I will teach them everything that I know. I will share all of my recipes. I will give them all the inside information, how to order things, where do I get things. I will hand over a working business to that person because I would really like to see Craving the Curls stay as it is, and just somebody could come in, change ownership, and we just keep on chugging. And that's what I would love to see. So only the future knows what's going to happen, but Craving the Curls is for sale. Okay, the last topic. It's all about my husband. Me, Randy, kids, family, all that stuff. So Randy and I are high school sweethearts. We dated all through high school. He was 2 years ahead of me in high school. He graduated. I was still in school. He broke up with me. Yes, he did. He broke up with me. He went on his way. I went off to college. We actually married other people, we divorced other people, ran into each other one day after I had moved back to Paducah, literally ran into each other. We both happened to be at the convention center in downtown Paducah. He was working, I was working. I opened the door and he was on the other side, and boop, literally face to face, ran into each other. And I was like, whoa. And we started talking, and that was that. We were married a couple years later. So somebody wanted to know, is Randy Kendall's dad? Randy is not Kendall's biological father. I was married to the guy before Randy for 5 years. I had Kendall. That guy quickly decided, I don't think I want to be married, and I don't think I want to have kids. And that didn't work for me. So I filed for divorce. He went on his way, and Randy has been in Kendall's life since she was about 2.5. He has raised Kendall. Randy is the only father that Kendall knows. Kendall calls him dad, and yes, Randy is Kendall's father. What does Randy do for work? Randy is a telecommunications engineer. It gets complicated, but in today's world, internet, fiber, like all of this stuff, Randy deals with. He has his hands in it. He does business to business fiber installations. He does troubleshooting. It just gets complicated, but that is what he does. He is a telecommunications engineer. What is my best advice for a happy and successful relationship or marriage? Be who you truly are and accept the person you are with. Off the top of my head, that really is the answer. Randy and I don't fight. I've always joke and say we have one fight a year, and that really is true, but really we probably haven't had a fight in about 5 years at this point. I accept him for who he is. Everybody has flaws. I have flaws. Randy has flaws. He does things that get on my nerves. Yes, but that is human nature. You're never going to find somebody who doesn't do something that annoys you. It's just what it is. And when you're married to that person, you have to decide, do you want to be happy or do you want to nitpick the person to death and that person leave and then you're just alone? So when I got divorced, I knew right then and there that I did not want to live with somebody who picked me to death and analyzed everything that I did, nor did I want to live with somebody that I treated them that way. I chose happiness. I let a lot of things slide. Yes, Randy bites his pinky finger, who bites his fingernails, and it drives me nuts. But he has learned not to bite his fingernails in front of me. And if he does, I look over, he's like, and he takes his hand down, and we move on. You know, there's that type of stuff. It is just simply life. Decide to be happy. Let it go. Now, I'm not saying if that person treats you horribly, that's not something you overlook. But it's just normal day-to-day life. I choose happiness. I choose forgiveness. If Randy ticks me off, which sometimes he does tick me off, but I've just learned to just and just tell myself it's not worth arguing over. It's really not. And I accept it and I move on. And so we have a very happy, very healthy relationship. We've been married 20 years and we both are very happy people. And I love him to pieces. How is Randy's health? After his heart attack, which was a little over a year ago, he is fantastic. He goes to the doctor, he gets his checkups, he is still on medication. He will be on blood thinners and blood pressure medication for the rest of his life. But he's fine, he's healthy, he looks great, he feels great. We truly think that the blood clot that caused the heart attack was because of the COVID vaccine. That is what we truly believe. We have no way to prove it. It is what it is. He's accepted it. He's moved on, but his health is great. Thank you for asking. And the very last question. The very last question on my list. What makes me happy? What makes me happy is my husband, my daughters, my dogs, Maxie and Pollux, my grandkitties, Mia, Mochi, Sasha, and Milo. Family, which is my daughter's boyfriends. They both have long-term boyfriends. They have dated those boys for many, many years, and so I know they will soon be family. It makes me happy that I get to wake up every day. I'm surrounded by my family. I get to spend my day doing what I love and what I want to do. I don't have to answer to anybody except for myself, and that is what truly makes me happy. So thank you for joining me on my Ask Me Anything. I hope I answered all of your questions, and I hope that you learned some new things about me. So I'll see you later. Have a great day.